you gave your life to God. You went from Santeria to Jesus.
Yeah, I did.
Do you feel like you sold your soul at one point?
I thought about maybe I did, because I was getting what I wanted. I would make offerings and I was getting everything I wanted. I got the bitch, the cars, the condos, the TV shows, the this, the that, everything was popping. I beat an armed robbery charge on camera. It works.
Is it real? Like,
yeah,
if like
it's as real as this table is, my brother.
When you say sacrifices, like what? Like chickens or like
chickens, anything. You know, they tell you whatever you need done. They'll tell you a specific animal to get for it.
Who tells you?
Your babalawo.
Would it be like a voodoo priest?
Yeah.
So you go to him like, look, I need to beat this case.
Yeah.
Like, all right, go get a chicken.
I had to go.
This is what you
got to
do.
I had to get a turtle. They did the tongue, and then they wrapped it in some stuff and did some stuff, and it was like, it's done.
Is it true that the bigger sacrifices you make, the bigger blessings you'll get?
Of course.
It's really like that?
Of course. So why not?
Because I mean, like, look,
whack a human. It's true, people sacrifice people. If you know, you gotta feed them, you know, and if you don't, you got hell to pay.
Is Ifa the same as Santeria?
Yes, sir. It's all the same.
And then you hear stories too, man, about like girls, they'll put like blood in your spaghetti and to make you the dude fall. This shit real? Like,
yeah, it's very real, man. They don't know. They don't know. At the end of the day, you have to pay. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I ain't gonna say nothing else about it. At the end of the day, you have to pay.
Do you think you've had to pay?
I paid that. I watched it. I think if I didn't make the change that I did in my belief system, I think that would have been the end of me. But you know, my God is always in charge. So he was just watching everything go down. I was at a point where I was betrayed by everything and everybody, and I felt like I was serving two gods. One is a transactional relationship.
Do you think the entertainment industry is demonic?
Yeah, of course. Everything you hear is, you know, the more you get closer to God, the more everything is highlighted.
You start watching it and be like,
it just pops out at you. You know what I mean? You can listen to the music and like, oh God, what the
it's true, like certain songs make you feel certain emotions.
There's a certain group of people that programming. Exactly.
Everything is programming, yeah. Do you think that like to make it to a certain level, like in the industry, you have to do certain things?
Yeah, I believe it's real. I seen what was going on, you know what I mean? Like, you can't hang around certain people until you're at a certain caliber, you know what I mean?
Why? Because they be worried that if you see what they doing, you might expose them. They got to know that you're with it. Yeah.
Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Starting off, giving all praises, honor, and glory. It goes to Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, brakathum to the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Taziar Benyamia from the GMS Kansas City Church. Back with another lesson entitled, If the Left Hand Works, Don't You Think the Right Hand Works as Well? And this is a video, you know, a response off the clip. You know, this was the rapper Gunplay. You know, he's from Miami. He was actually signed to Rick Ross Double MG label, you know, back in the 2010s, which I guess that's an era now. You know, that shit is over. You know, we almost, you know, in the 2030. But he was doing this podcast and he was explaining on how, you know, on how real the left hand side of the Lord is, because really it's the left hand side of YAHAWASHI. People think it's Satan worship, but you know, when you understand the Bible, you know that the Most High works on the left hand and on the right hand. But he was explaining on how, you know, he would have certain requests that he wanted to fulfill in his life, But in order to achieve those certain things, you know, he had to sacrifice, you know, animals. And then the interview asked, you know, isn't there a bigger reward if you know, sacrifice more? And he answered, yeah. So we all knew this, because YouTube wasn't always just an information desert, you know. Obviously, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone are going to provide you the most edifying information. But, you know, going back to the early YouTube era, 2007, you know, early 2010s, shit, I was deep in them Illuminati videos. You know, this devil was getting exposed about the ritual sacrifices in the music industry. He was getting exposed for, you know, the programming through the music, which he mentioned in the interview. He said a specific people programs the music, and who runs the music industry? The small hat. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have spiritual eyes, and you have to really be spiritual to understand what certain men are saying in their interviews, because they know that if they talk too much, then that's it. If they talk too much, then they're gonna get chopped. They're gonna get whacked. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, he said he had to, you know, change his life over. He had to stop doing that shit. Which in reality, you know, if you still calling on Jesus, you still got a demon on you, man. You know what I'm saying? But the Spirit has it to where, you know, people are giving their testimony on the effectiveness of the left hand. And we know the left hand works. Okay, we know that you can do certain things to achieve certain riches in your life. All right, but that's not how YAHAWASHI deals with us on the right hand. You know, the Most High God, he ain't your damn sugar daddy, man. All right, Yahweh ain't just a, you know, get me this, get me that guy. No, man, you know, really the Most High can turn into a drill sergeant on your ass. And we know the purpose of drill sergeants is to what? Is to turn men into soldiers. And that's what YAHAWASHI would do. So all these men, you know, on the left-hand side, on the music industry side of the game, on the athletic side of the game, and this goes to my last video, going into comfortable oppression. All those men on the left-hand side, the athletes, you know, the music artists, they got this spoiled kid mentality that all they, you know, they keep asking for certain things. All they got to do is sacrifice, is gonna be all good. But even Gunplay said everybody got to pay, man. Everybody gonna have to do something, you know. And a lot of that requires the person who's been asking for things, his own soul gets taken, you know. But as I was saying, you know, the Most High, he ain't no sugar daddy, man. The Most High will treat your ass like a drill sergeant, man, and put certain things on you, you know, if you are one of his. You know, that's what the New Testament says. You know, what sons go without chastisement, because that chastisement is supposed to improve your spirit. You see all these guys on the left-hand side begging for riches. You know, he said he got a fine woman, he got cars, he got a condo in Miami. See, as we say, all those things will decay your spirit. And then you keep wanting more and more. That's what keeps you addicted. And that's why the scriptures say, you know, riches drown men into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition, because you get hooked. You see, we find satisfaction in denying ourselves. You see, we find satisfaction in sacrificing righteously. You know, you got righteous sacrifices, you got wicked sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? These guys sacrifice animals and other humans to get carnal physical blessings, while we on the right hand side, we may do a fast, you know, so we sacrifice our own nutrition in hopes of getting spiritual blessings. You know, you might gain more patience, you might gain more wisdom, you might gain more insight, you know, or even certain prayers that are righteous that you put up, YAHAWASHI will grant when you do that righteous sacrifice. But the title of the video is, if this man telling you that the left hand side is real, don't you think the right hand side is real? So why is Jake getting weak? You know, why would you want to show lack of faith if you have men on the left hand side that are proving that the spiritual world is real? And yet here we are, you know, we are given the boldness and the confidence through YAHAWASHI to go out and publicly do our works, publicly sacrifice. You know, because these dudes on the left hand side, they do these rituals at night in fucking dark basements, you know, to do these rituals. But us, you know, we set up our altar in the daytime. You know, brothers go out in the day, high noon, and we make it public for all to see. So that shows how YAHAWASHI works on both hand sides. All right, the spiritual realm is real, man. I can give you that from a testimony. Other brothers can give you that from a testimony. The spiritual realm is real, man. So you don't want to play with this, man. That goes into the last video I did on Wednesday, going into this, the most serious part of the internet. All right, all actions and behaviors are being monitored, and you will be judged in real life for how you deal on this side of the internet, man. So, you know, I just wanted to put this out there. And we know that, you know, the triumphant of the wicked is short, man. Satan is about to cut off a lot of niggas, man. A lot of this witchcraft is going to be put out of the earth, man. All right. And being honest, the demons not going to have the free reign that they have now to just hop on these people and do whatever. No, the demons going to start listening to us. You feel me? The demons are going to listen to brothers. So if it's a wicked individual who's vexing brothers, and you put them curses up, and you pray to YAHAWASHI to put demons on you, guess what? The demons gonna listen, man. All right, so, you know, I'll leave it at that. This ain't nothing deep. Just quick lesson. All praise, honor, and glory goes YAHAWASHI. Shalom.